What if I told you there's a simple spice, smaller than your thumbnail, that can send warm blood flowing back to your manhood in just 60 seconds? I'm not talking about pills, doctor visits, or fancy tricks. I'm talking about something natural, often ignored, but surprisingly powerful. For many men over 60, this tiny spice has brought back their energy, improved their blood flow, and even revived the kind of closeness they thought was gone forever. I'm Dr. Laura, a professor of urology and a men's health expert with over 30 years of experience helping men regain their confidence, strength, and energy. And what I'm about to tell you isn't just theory, it's what I use with real patients every day. Here's the surprising part. This spice was once used by warriors before battle and by men before intimacy for generations. But today, modern medicine mostly overlooks it. Now, new research backs up what ancient knowledge already knew. The natural compound inside this spice can improve blood flow and even work better than artificial pills without any side effects. In this video, I'll explain 10 important facts. Why erections weaken after 60, what's quietly blocking your blood flow, and how just one clove a day can help balance hormones, boost energy, and improve sleep. I'll show you the exact 60-second method, the best time to take it, and what changes to expect after 7, 14, and 30 days. And don't skip ahead, because the key moment, the part that ties everything together, comes at the end. Your health isn't lost, it's just waiting to be brought back. Let's get started. Before we dive in, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss another natural health tip made for men over 60. And if this video helps you, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. Your feedback helps me make better and more useful content just for you. Now, let's begin with a truth most men never hear. If your erections have weakened or don't feel the same after 60, it's not your fault. And it's not just because of aging. In fact, there's a clear and fixable reason this happens, and knowing it is the first step to getting your strength back. 1. Why erections fade after 60, and why it's not your fault. I'll never forget a man named Robert who came into my office a few years ago. He was 67, retired, and sat quietly before saying, "Doc, I just don't feel like a man anymore." He wasn't hoping for a miracle. He just wanted to feel alive again, strong, confident, and close to his partner. What he didn't know, and what most men don't realize, is that his situation wasn't rare. I hear this from thousands of men. You see, after 60, the tiny blood vessels that bring blood to your manhood begin to tighten and shrink. These vessels are extremely small, about the width of a hair, and years of stress, inflammation, or poor blood flow slowly close them off. Erections don't vanish in a day, they fade over time, and as they do, it wears down your self-esteem. But here's the good news. It's not forever, it's not unfixable, and it's certainly not your fault. Your body still knows what to do, it just needs the right help, the right signal to reopen those vessels again. No pill can do that naturally and permanently, but nature can help heal. And one small, often forgotten spice holds the exact compound needed to restart this process naturally, in just minutes. So what is this spice, and how does it work so quickly to restore blood flow in men over 60? Let me explain. 2. Eugenol, the secret inside clove. When I first began studying natural options for improving blood flow and intimacy in older men, I didn't expect something this powerful to be hiding in such a tiny spice. But then I found clove, a common kitchen spice, usually used during the holidays, and barely noticed otherwise. What stood out wasn't just the history behind it, but the compound it contains called eugenol. Eugenol gives clove its strong, warm scent. But more importantly, it's a natural vasodilator. That means it helps your blood vessels loosen and widen, especially the ones that have become narrow and stiff over time. That's the exact issue we just talked about. Erections fade when blood can't reach where it's needed. Eugenol helps change that. And what's truly impressive is how quickly it starts working. When you chew whole cloves, the oils begin absorbing right through the soft tissues in your mouth. That means Eugenol enters your bloodstream almost instantly. No need to wait hours, like with pills. Within minutes, men report a gentle warmth spreading through their lower body. It's subtle, not overwhelming, but it's real. It's the sign that blood flow is returning. I remember one patient, a 71-year-old man named Charles, who told me after a week of using cloves, it's like something woke up inside me. That's the power of Eugenol, not just improving blood flow, but restoring the feeling of being fully alive again. Now that you know the secret ingredient, let me show you exactly how to use it, because the way you take it makes all the difference. The 60-second clove chewing method. 3. The 60-second clove chewing method. How to do it right. When I first recommended clove to my patients, I quickly learned that how you use it matters just as much as using it at all. One man, Harold, 73, had been sprinkling clove powder into his tea, wondering why nothing was changing. I told him, it's not just what you take, it's how you activate it. That's when I walked him through the simple 60-second method, and within a week, Harold called to say he'd felt warmth and energy down below that he hadn't felt in years. So here's exactly how to do it the right way. Start with 2 or 3 whole cloves, not powder, not oil, just the dried flower bud. Place them between your back molars and gently bite down until you feel them crack open. For the first 30 seconds, don't chew, just let the oil sit and mix with your saliva. That's when the eugenol begins absorbing through the soft tissues of your mouth, entering your bloodstream directly. Then slowly chew for the next 30 seconds. Let every drop of oil release. You can spit out the remnants or swallow them. By then, the active compounds have already started working. And here's the beauty of it. This method takes just 1 minute a day. No pills, no appointments, no waiting rooms, just a simple ritual you can do in your kitchen that supports blood flow, calmness, and confidence. But when you chew is just as important as how you chew. So, next I want to show you the exact times of day that make this method even more powerful. Times when your body is naturally ready to absorb and respond. This is where the real transformation begins. When to chew clove for maximum results. 4. When to chew clove for maximum results. Over the years, I've learned that timing is everything, especially when it comes to natural healing. One of my patients, Gerald, was faithfully chewing cloves every day, but he wasn't noticing much change. When I asked when he was taking them, he said, usually right after lunch or before I brush my teeth at night. I smiled and said, let's fine-tune that. And once we adjusted the timing, the results came quickly. Deeper sleep, sharper energy, and stronger morning erections within just 2 weeks. See, your body responds differently depending on the time of day. The best time I found for most men is about an hour before bed. That's when your nervous system is naturally winding down, your blood pressure is stabilizing, and your body is preparing for hormone recovery. Chewing cloves at night helps set the stage for deep, uninterrupted sleep, exactly when testosterone is produced. It also promotes calm, smooth circulation that supports your reproductive system while you rest. The second best time, first thing in the morning, on an empty stomach. That's when you can jumpstart your blood flow, clear away that foggy feeling, and walk into the day with renewed clarity. Some of my patients even chew it before exercise or intimacy to enhance performance and presence. It's like priming the engine before turning the key. Remember, this is more than a spice, it's a tool, and when used at the right moment, it becomes something powerful. But timing is only one piece of the puzzle, because if your body is stuck in a state of stress, no amount of circulation can fix what's really draining your strength. Let's talk about that next. Clove lowers stress and lifts testosterone. naturally. 5. Clove lowers stress and lifts testosterone, naturally. I'll be honest with you. When a man tells me his energy is low, his drive is fading, and he just doesn't feel like himself anymore, I don't always look at his testosterone levels first. I look at his stress, because what most men don't realize is that stress is the silent killer of hormones, especially after 60. One man I worked with named Don had near-perfect labs, but still felt completely drained. He was carrying the weight of family concerns, financial pressure, and years of unresolved tension, and his body showed it, not in blood work, but in how he lived. Here's what's happening. When your body is under chronic stress, it pumps out cortisol, the fight-or-flight hormone, and cortisol and testosterone are enemies. When cortisol rises, testosterone falls every time. That's why even a healthy man can feel sluggish, disconnected, or emotionally numb if stress is running the show. This is where clove becomes more than just a spice. It contains a powerful compound called beta-caryophyllene. This natural agent interacts with special receptors in your brain, responsible for calm, balance, and emotional reset. Within minutes of chewing cloves, many men report feeling lighter, clearer, and more emotionally stable. Not sedated, but safe. And that's what allows testosterone to come back online, because your body can only rebuild when it feels safe enough to stop surviving and start thriving. So, if you felt like you're constantly under pressure, this small ritual might be the release valve your system needs. But here's the real magic. When your stress drops and your testosterone rises, something else happens while you sleep. And it's something most men have no idea is even possible. Let me show you what I mean. Better sleep, better hormones, better erections. 6. Better sleep, better hormones, better erections. Sleep is something most people take for granted until they start losing it. I've sat across from men in their 60s and 70s who say, I sleep, but I wake up tired, or I'm up every 2 hours like clockwork. What many of them don't realize is that poor sleep isn't just about fatigue, it's the foundation for everything, especially your hormone health. One man I treated named Franklin was barely sleeping through the night, but after a week of using the Clove method before bed, he told me, I'm finally dreaming again and waking up with something I haven't felt in years. You see, your body produces the majority of its testosterone during the deepest stages of sleep, those uninterrupted quiet hours when your system repairs itself. If you're tossing and turning or waking up frequently, your body never gets the chance to rebuild, and that has real consequences. Lower testosterone, lower motivation, and yes, weaker erections. What makes Clove so effective is its ability to gently calm the nervous system while improving blood flow at the same time. The compound Eugenol opens the vessels while beta-caryophyllene soothes the brain. Together, they create the ideal environment for recovery, not just from the day, but from years of wear and tear. So if sleep has become something you dread, instead of something that restores you, this small nighttime ritual could change everything. But there's something else that might be sabotaging your erections, and most men never even think to look for it. It doesn't come from your bloodstream. It starts right inside your mouth. Let me explain. Gum disease, the hidden erectile killer. 7. Gum disease, the hidden erectile killer. Most men are shocked when I tell them that one of the biggest threats to their erections may be hiding right behind their smile. It sounds strange, I know, but time and time again, I've seen men who struggled with weak blood flow, low energy, and even chronic fatigue, only to discover the real culprit was inflammation starting in their gums. I remember one patient, Carl, who had nearly given up on restoring his sex life. Nothing was working, but during a casual conversation, he mentioned that his gums bled every time he brushed his teeth. That's when it clicked. Your mouth is one of the fastest pathways into your bloodstream. When bacteria from gum disease enters your circulation, it spreads silent inflammation throughout your body. And those tiny vessels we talked about earlier, the ones responsible for erections, they're the first to be affected. It's like trying to pump water through a garden hose filled with mud. The pressure is there, but the flow is blocked. What makes clove so valuable here is its natural antiseptic power. Eugenol is a strong antibacterial compound that targets harmful microbes right at the source. Your gums, when you chew whole cloves, the oils penetrate the tissues, cleaning as they go. And it's not just about fresh breath, it's about clean blood. Because when your mouth is healthy, your circulation improves. And when your circulation improves, your manhood responds. So, if you've been ignoring your dental health, it might be time to rethink everything. But here's the exciting part. When you start using clove consistently, changes begin to show up faster than you might think. Let me walk you through exactly what to expect at 7, 14, and 30 days. You'll be amazed what to expect at 7, 14, and 30 days. 8. What to expect at 7, 14, and 30 days. One of the most fulfilling parts of my work is hearing how small, consistent changes create real transformation. I remember a man named Thomas who started the clove method a bit skeptical. He'd tried supplements before, pills, powders, nothing ever seemed to last. But I told him, give this 30 days, just 1 minute a day, watch what happens, and he did. What followed was a quiet but powerful shift, one that mirrors what I've seen in countless men. In the first 7 days, most men begin to feel something subtle, a lightness in their chest, a gentle warmth in the lower body. Sleep becomes a little deeper. Mornings feel slightly less sluggish. It's not dramatic, it's foundational. Your body is adjusting. Your blood is moving. By day 14, the changes start to pick up speed. You may notice more mental clarity and emotional stability. Waking up feels easier. Some men report spontaneous erections or a stronger morning wood, something they thought was gone forever. Confidence returns not just in the bedroom, but in how you carry yourself. And by day 30, that's when the deeper changes take hold. Circulation feels stronger. Erections feel firmer, more consistent. You're sleeping better, handling stress with more ease, and feeling present in your own body again. You're not chasing youth, you're reclaiming vitality. But here's what makes this even more meaningful. It's not just about what clove does for your body, it's about what it awakens in your spirit. Because when you start to feel strong again, you show up differently in every part of your life. And that brings us to something every man needs to hear, especially if you've been silently wondering if your best years are behind you. Let's talk. Motivation. 9. Motivation. You're not broken, you're reawakening. If you've made it this far, I want to say something heart to heart. You are not broken. I've had so many men sit across from me, ashamed, defeated, wondering what happened to the man they used to be. They whisper about how they've lost their spark, how they feel invisible, like their strength has been slipping through their fingers. And I always tell them the same thing. Decline is not your destiny. You're not finished. You're just disconnected from your own power. Because here's the truth. Your body remembers. Your mind remembers. Even if it's been years since you felt fully alive, the systems that once gave you energy, intimacy, and drive are still inside you. They've just been buried beneath stress, poor circulation, sleepless nights, and silent inflammation. But those things can be reversed. Not with magic, not with miracles, but with simple natural tools and the courage to begin again. What clove represents isn't just a spice. It's a signal to your body that it's time to reawaken, that you're ready to heal, ready to feel strong, grounded, and confident again. The results aren't overnight, but they are real. And what starts with a tiny shift in circulation can ripple outward into every part of your life. So don't measure your worth by how you feel right now. Measure it by the man you're becoming. One day, one decision, one clove at a time. Now that you've come this far, you're probably wondering exactly what to do next. Let's put it all together, because your plan for lasting strength starts right here. Final instructions. 10. Final instructions. Your 60-second plan starts now. So here it is, your next step. Get yourself a small jar of whole cloves. Keep it somewhere visible, where you'll remember. Each day, take just 2 or 3, crack them gently between your molars. Hold, then chew. Just 60 seconds. That's all it takes to begin changing the way you feel, sleep and perform. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. Your body hasn't given up on you. It's been waiting for a signal, and now you found it. 1 minute, 1 clove, 1 decision. Your strength is coming back. Welcome home.